See him a beast when you hear that sound like yeah, beat on the beat when you hear that sound like woo. Yeah, bitch and the champ only need one round like yeah, me, I'm a G-Ring, he in the sound like
Mike Owens here. Today I'm joined by Brendan Loughnane, 2022 PFL World Champion, who's
That
going
sounds
back
good.
who's
That
going
sounds
back into the
really good.
Lions Den for 2023 featherweight season. Brendan, always a pleasure, my man. How are things with you today?
First of all, I want to start this interview by apologising to Mike, because I've just not given him the love that he deserves, and he's one of the best reporters in the UK. So I just want to say I'm sorry for not giving you the love and not giving you the time that you deserve. But I'm here now.
He's gone all big time. He's gone all big time on me, hasn't he? I was supporting you in the 2021 season, all the press conferences, and now you've gone big time with that belt.
You're right, mate. I'll take it on the chin. I'm sorry. I apologise.
I'm only kidding with you, mate. Look, back in action, Marlon Moraes, April 1st. How are things?
Good, mate. Yeah, another great camp. Can't believe I'm doing another one of these interviews so soon again. Like, what the fuck, man? These turnarounds are absolutely mental. I'm back in the cage again. Another 4 times in the next 7 months, which is mad again, isn't it? But, you know, I'm just happy to be here again. And I'm happy I can actually put my hand on my heart this time, which I couldn't for Bubba and I couldn't for Chris Wade and a lot of the fights last season, to say that I'm 100% healthy. Yeah, and I am. I'm 100% healthy and 100% ready for Marlon.
No, that's good to hear, mate. Look, I'm going to be totally honest with you. When you won that belt in November, I didn't expect you to go back into the Lions Den for another season. Was it always your plan to do another one?
No, PFL didn't give me an option, mate. They said it's either you fucking sit out or you get stuck in again. I didn't have options to do single fights. I would have took that. So it was either sit down or get stuck in again and just get amongst it. And it's like, I'm not one to shirk away from a fucking challenge or a competition. So I thought, let's go, mate. And I'm just happy now to be back in this position. Actually, I'm happy it's the season again now that it's come around, because, you know, activity is what I asked for in this sport and activity is what I'm getting. 4 fights in 7 months last year, 4 fights in 7 months this year. That's 8 fights in less than 2 years. It's absolutely mental, mate. And it's like, at least at the end, when I'm sat there at 50 years old having a pint in the pub, I can say, fucking hell, I give it a right go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're saying. With that being said, look, you're the world champion going in. You know, you're the poster boy of this PFL featherweight division. Generally speaking, when a guy wins a world title, his next fight is a title defense. So with that being said, do you feel like you're defending last year's belt?
What a great question that is. I'm so glad you brought that up, because it's such a mad feeling. Like, I didn't even get to enjoy the belt, mate. I had a month off and I'm back in camp again. Like, you see Leon and all these other people now that win belts, they'll be chilling now till fucking summer. Do you know what I mean? Like, July, August, whatever. And it's like, now I've got to fucking get straight back in the Lions Den and fight 4 fights just to be a champion again. Like, it's not like I just go and defend my belt, is it? That's why when I said,
I suppose that's part of the appeal of PFL, isn't it? It's another world champion. It's another go on the merry-go-round. I suppose it swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
Yeah, literally, mate. Every year, anyone could be the champion. But you know, obviously, I'm confident in myself. You know, I was growing last season. I started off shit, went okay. Chris Wade came out of my shell, and then Bobo sealed the deal. And I think what I was looking for this season is legacy fights, and I'm so glad they brought Marlon along, because I want them to keep signing big names from across the pond and other organisations. So it solidifies myself as somebody as the best, up there with the best featherweights in the world.
So as the featherweight champion, as the main man in this division, are you surprised that the run that Marlon's on? Are you surprised he'd made this fight, or do you think, as you say, it's the star power has got him this matchup?
Do you know what's mad, Mike? I'll be honest with you. Yeah? Like, you look at his losses. He was beating Shaman for 13 minutes. I mean, yeah. Well, 6. What was it? Like nearly end of the 3rd round, first. So yeah, he won 2 rounds comfortably. Was sailing through the 3rd round, and then just switched off for a second. That's how crazy this sport is. And then everyone just puts him down as another loss, but they don't talk about the way he was winning. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's difficult. Marlon's probably one of the most dangerous 1st round fighters in the world. Like, he comes out like a fucking bat out of hell. and not a lot of people can weather that. I mean, look at Aljo, he knocked him clean out. Aldo outpointed him controversially. You're talking about a guy that's only been in with the best competition. Yeah, he's got great star power and a great name, and it's exactly what I needed at this stage of my career.
No, that makes total sense. Obviously, you guys have trained together. I saw you post a photo of you and him in the clinch in Tiger Muay Thai. Give me the inside scoop. How did those training sessions go? What was it like feeling them out?
She's strong, mate. Good, strong, explosive, athletic, nice guy as well. You know, I want to give you a little bit of inside scoop here. We both have the same boxing coach in Tiger. He trained with him, I trained with him, and then shout out to John Boy, because John Boy just out and out refused to train me for the fight. He was like, I can't train you for this, I'm sorry. So yeah, I had to change coaches and stuff out in Thailand this time. Out of loyalty and respect for Marlon, which I really do admire, really. So I like Marlon. I'm not going to sit here and talk shit, and I'm going to do this. Like, Bob, there was a bit of back and forth. Wade, he's a dickhead, still a dickhead. But I mean, with him, I'm not really going to say too much because he's a nice fella, and we're just going to have a fight next weekend. That's it.
Yeah, no, it makes total sense. Massive potential here, Brem, for rematches. There's a lot of guys who you've fought previously who you could fight again in this season. Obviously, Bubba, as you mentioned, Wade, Ryoji Kudo. I know you'll probably want to get that one back. Is the one name that, if when it's all said and done at the end of the year, you'll be happy to fight again?
You know who I'm coming for, lad.
Mavleed?
Mavleed, mate. Mavleed. I had some sleepless nights about Mavleed, and I was very, very unhealthy going into that fight. Very unhealthy, and I know that I can give a better account of myself, and I look forward to proving it this year.
I know that's ate away at you, hasn't it? Because I know when we talked how big that fight was. Are you happy that how happy are you that he's back in?
My head was done in, mate. My head was completely done in from that fight because I had a really bad staph infection. I had a broken hand from Tyler Diamond, and I wasn't allowed any of my coaches because I had to stay in America. It sounds like I'm just making a load of excuses here, but this is all just the truth. And I still managed to get a split decision against him. And I just know that healthy, happy Brendan sat in front of you now is a whole different animal, mate. And I want to put a blemish on that 19-0 record.
Speaking of potential matchups, I know that obviously there was a big signing in Shane Burgos earlier on last year. I know there was a kind of friendly back and forth. I think Ariel, doing what he does, asked both of you and him about each other. Are you disappointed that Burgos is fighting in the lightweight division and you won't essentially get that scrap?
No, not really. He's an hard cunt, isn't he? So fuck it. You let him go and crack on with them lot. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't messing with you. Everyone wanted to see me and Burgos, didn't they? Let's have it right. But he's a fucking ginormous featherweight, and like I think it's healthy for him to go to 155, to be honest. But I actually really like Shane. Me and Shane have got the same manager, and I think he's a top bloke, mate. I really do. So I can see him really fucking doing great things in the PFL this year. Just
off topic, because you said something there. You said, let's have it right. So ever since we've had this dialogue, I've noticed my vernacular change, and I've now started saying, let's have it right. I've never said that before. And then since I've interviewed you 5, 6, 7, 8 times, it's rubbed off on me, right?
Have I updated your vocabulary, Mike?
Friends and family have started going, you've never said let's have it right. Where's that come from? And I'll say it's Brendan, right? So what's the most Brendan Loughnane-ism, if you like? Like, it's the one phrase that you feel like you use a lot.
What's happening, lad? Like, what's happening, lad? Yeah, is my number. Even you know what? I even say it to girls, and they're like, "Well, I'm not a lad, am I?" You know what I mean? They're like, "What's happening, lad?" That's me. So, if you know me, that's my Brendan phrase.
No, that makes total sense. Obviously, what's happening, lad, is very synonymous with Manchester, but also with Liverpool. A common connection between both of us is obviously the main man, Darren Till.
Yes,
obviously we saw you in the corner for Till's last fight. Have you been in his ear about potential moves to the PFL? Because I know you obviously, give glowing reviews to the organisation. Is that a potential option, do you think?
Darren, I mean, it's not really my place to discuss Darren's business on here. It's up to him. Yeah, he's asked me not to discuss any of that. But just know that Darren is in a healthy, happy place, and he's back training. He's back in Liverpool, back around his friends and family. and better things will come from Darren this year. I know that for 100% fact.
Well, regardless of, you never gave me the answer that I wanted, but that you give me an answer that I'm happy to, which means the main thing.
Exactly.
When we first spoke, Brent, I remember one subject of conversation was Lance Palmer, and you said to me after Lance Palmer won the world title in the PFL twice that he checked out. I remember that's what you said. He's checked out. He's won his £1 million in his world titles, and he doesn't care the way he once did. And obviously you're going to tell me that there's not a fear of that happening with you, but you've accomplished your goal in many ways. You're now the world champ. So going into this new season, how do you keep the motivation strong to do it again?
Jesus, Mike's coming with the power questions today instead of the usual bullshit that I answer.
You know me, mate. It's no hours training campaign with me. It's real questions.
You know that, lad. So yeah, I mean, great question, Mike. I had to dig deep with thinking about this a few times and think like, well, you've got what you want now. Do you really still want to do this? So what I did, I was speaking to my mind coach, Bruce, and all that, and we had a good chat about this. And it was like, right, get yourself back to Thailand, get yourself in camp early, see if you still enjoy it, see if you're still out training everyone, see if you're still running the butter in 22 minutes, see if you're still competing with the young lads in the sparring, see if this is what you really want to do. And fucking hell, I found myself getting better numbers and exceeding where I wanted to go and better sparring. And I mean, I posted a little clip of my sparring the other day, and it's fucking done over 1.5 million views with that sweep. I just feel like I'm going into another dimension now, another phase. I feel like I'm in the Matrix at the minute, and I feel like I took up this sport at 15 years old. I'm now 33, but still got a fresh body, never been knocked out, never been submitted. And I feel like I'm taking all that on board, as well as, training alongside the Peters, the Raffers, all these great guys at Tiger, and really I feel like I'm still progressing and still, I've not used that sweep in about 5 years, right? But it just shows that my brain and my processor is always working, because it just came out of nowhere. It just shows that I'm still improving and still using old techniques, and stuff still burning, and the fire still burning up in the brain. So I just feel like against Marlon, I just feel like with how good his first round is and how explosive he is and all that, I just feel like it's going to make for such an exciting fight because of the way he fights and the way I fight. Fuck the records. Let's fuck records for a second, yeah. Let's just put Marlon and Brendan in a cage, and watch the explosion and watch the striking. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's watch them both go at it. It's exciting, isn't it? Yeah,
no, it is. Last question from me, because I know you've got a busy schedule. Your career has been synonymous with you being disrespected. Let's be honest. The Dana White situation that you talked about, people have talked about for so long, and all of that. Even the Duke and Ward's decision all those years ago. There's been a disrespect, I feel like, on your name, and now I see you posting things where you're ranked in the top 10, the top 15 on independent featherweight rankings across the world. So I just want to know, how does it feel to finally be getting that respect that you've been owed?
Fuck me, mate. Your questions today, lad, honestly, brilliant. Amazing. Wow. What a great question. Like, literally, I look at some of these reporters and some of these people now who do put me in that category and put me in the pound for pound at featherweight around the world. And then I see all these posters getting made and like all these posts that people are put on, and how would Brendan and Volt be, and this and that. And I'm just like, yeah, man, fucking about time, lad. About time everyone knew how good I actually am. Because I always knew, and anyone that's ever trained with me always knew. And now the world knows. And imagine when I keep building on this now. Keep signing these big names, man. Keep bringing them over, and I'll keep defeating them. Like, let's look at the run that I've been on. I've won 10 out of my last 11. Like, come on, mate. Like, only losses to a Dagestani 19-0 Movlead. Like, on that run, I beat Tyler Diamond. I beat Bill Algeo. I beat Shaman. I beat Bubba. I beat Wade. Like, big names, you know what I mean? And just add Marlon to that list now and just keep taking me more serious as I go along.
I love it, Brendan. Look, it's always a pleasure to chat. It really is, mate. I could speak to you for hours. Maybe one day we'll sit in that pub like you talked about. Maybe John's.
No, lad, listen, you've got my word. I'm coming back to Manchester after the fight, lad, and me and you are well overdue pint, lad. So the second I'm coming back, you've got my word. We'll sit for a pint. No microphones, no nothing. and
Let's
we'll
do
have
it.
a buzz, man. Yeah?
Let's do it. Let's do it, seriously.
Yeah.
Look, I know you're a busy man, mate, so thank you for the time as always. And if we don't speak before, best of luck for 1st of April.
Cheers, Mike.